The Cape Town leg of a national film and television industry protest has kicked off outside Parliament. Organisers have cited delays with the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition's film and TV incentive. Nasiphi is there. Nasiphi, good morning. What's happening?
Well, Iman, what you're seeing there currently are the live visuals just outside Parliament. The film and TV industry taking their grievances right to the gates of lawmakers, calling for the Department of Trade and Industry specifically to attend to their long-standing grievances. To talk to us more about the impact and the engagements that they've had with government, I'm joined by Wandile, who is the Deputy Chairperson of the Independent Producers Organisation. You see how heated and in the moment that the film and television industry is. Wandile, I see the big group behind us. You've taken your grievances to the lawmakers, rather. Speak to us about the demands that you have for government, but specifically DT Minister Tau.
The demands are very simple. The adjudication committee has not met since March 2024. There have been no approvals. There have been no sense of policy certainty. And what that has done is that there is no production happening in South Africa. And right now, we're at a 67% shrink of jobs, of people being able to pay their kids' school fees. People are losing homes. Last night, I got a voice note from a producer who lives in Stellenbosch, whose home has been taken. I've been speaking to gripsmen that have worked on my film sets. They can't pay their kids' school fees. This is not about anything other than the demand for our jobs to come back.
From what you're saying, the industry is currently bleeding.
Currently, it is hemorrhaging. We are at a 67% reduction of the actual production that are taking place in this country. And what is devastating about it is that this is not something that's unique to South Africa. This is not a rebate that only we have. And we need to stress that this is not a grant. It is not a grant. This is an economic instrument that filmmakers use to close their productions. So we've lost almost, I think, 2.3 billion rand to Ireland, Mauritius. There's one in the UK. There are other incentives in New York. There are incentives around the world, and we've lost our competitiveness. South Africa's got one of the best locations in the world. We've got some of the best actors in the world. We've got some of the best crews in the world. We need this incentive to work because we can, as the film sector, absorb a lot of young people. The average age of a film set is about 55 years old. So the youth unemployment problem, you're looking at the solution right there. We are a solution to this youth unemployment problem. We can ingest semi-skilled to skilled labor, and we're saying, Minister Tau, we are demanding, open up the incentive.
But Wandile, this is not the first time that you're having engagements with government, nor is it the first time that you're holding demonstrations in both cities.
No, it's not. The first one was last year, and we had a very clear memorandum, which we're going to give out again today. And the memorandum was saying we need to have working groups that engage you regarding policy and the framework around the policy that you write. The second was that we need to have a black transformation fund that's actually making sense. The black emerging filmmakers incentive is one of the least used incentives in the country. And that's because black producers do not have access to liquidity. And we've sent submission after submission to say that the instrument is not allowing for transformation to happen.
Do you think that policy also needs to be looked into now? I mean, if you're saying that these issues are long-standing, you've had engagements with government before?
Absolutely. And we've tried to engage at so many different levels. We've sent through proposals, we've sent through think pieces, and we're asking them to just review the policy in line with what the actual sector needs. You know, this top-down approach is not working. And we know that the film unit is trying the best they can. They've got 6 people in that unit. A small incentive like in Georgia has got 22 people. We're demanding that the minister allocate more human resources to that unit so that we can continue to attract dollars, pesos and pounds and employ people.
We'll have to leave it there, Wandile. We'll bring in JP. We've seen him, familiar face in the city of Cape Town for safety and security, but I understand that a part of your portfolio is a film and events. JP, you are part of the protest today outside Parliament. I understand that as a city, you have tried to engage with the Minister of Trade and Industry, Minister Tau.
Yes, we had a meeting set up with him for last week on Friday. That meeting got cancelled on Thursday. So we are from our side trying to push this issue and try and understand what the nature of the problem is. We meet with this sector regularly, We've tried to change our laws, remove some of the red tape, change our tariff structures, make it easier for them to operate. This is an important sector to us. Around 25 to 35,000 people in this city earn a living from this. Not just the people involved in the direct farming, it's a whole ecosystem around with transport, hospitality, security, catering, set building, everything. It's a lot of people whose lives depend on this. And at the moment, they're seeing a 40 to 50% reduction in their work. They are really struggling to keep head above water, and the elephant in the room is the subsidies. There's 2 years of backlog of subsidies that will need to be paid. There's 520 million in the budget. They haven't paid subsidies in over a year, and it'll take at least 2 years to pay the backlog of payments that are due. So it's a crisis. It's a real crisis, and national government needs to go sit down, get its head, wake up and get its head right, find this money and pay those backlogs and start issuing new commitments, because neighboring countries around us and other countries that are competing in this industry are actively poaching our staff, poaching our talent and poaching our productions, enticing them across with subsidy payments and incentives in other countries, even right around us, and are actively doing so, actively approaching our productions doing this, and we are losing out because of this problem.
JP, you have a Deputy Minister in Trade and Industry. What more can be done? I mean, we're hearing from Wandile that the industry is bleeding. You're now speaking of numbers and facts and the backlog. What more can be done?
So I think at this stage, maybe the city and the province needs to look at formal intergovernmental processes to force this issue. It's a shameful situation. I have spoken to the Deputy Minister, Alexandra Abrams, but the Minister Parks Tau allocates portfolios or delegations to the deputies, and she does not have the form delegation, so that makes it difficult for her to intervene. This is a big issue for us. And we will continue to demand meetings with them. I spoke to the Premier as well about this this morning, so we will continue to demand meetings, and I think then maybe the intergovernmental dispute is the only path left to us to try and force the matter and to try and get national government to get some movement on it.
But also, what do you make out of the fact that last year the film and TV industry engaged with the department regarding this particular issue, and a year later here we are?
So I don't know if the department doesn't understand the importance of it, how big an industry it is, how rapidly growing an industry it is, and I don't know whether somebody needs to go and sit and show them the studies that were done. I read one of those studies over the holidays. This is a huge contributor to our economy, not just here in the Western Cape, but in other parts of the country as well. And it's linked, the film industry is closely linked also to things like the gaming industry and others. These are massively growing sectors, and we are losing out from this one simple thing that government needs to get right, the subsidies thing. It's not a complicated issue to fix. Just need to pay some attention to it. So hopefully the whole cabinet Lekgotla is sitting in Johannesburg. They're not unfortunately here to hear us, but tomorrow this protest moves that side, and hopefully Parks sees what's happening.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much. That is JP Smith, the MACO member in the city of Cape Town for Safety, Security, Film and Events. This is the group of TV and film industry outside the gates of Parliament, where we understand a memorandum of demands will be handed over to a representative. We heard the demands from Wandile not too long ago, and they are calling for government to unblock and address the backlog with the incentives.
Nasiphi Same, thank you. I mean, it's a massive moment. As they promised, it'll be bigger than the one that they had last year. It's, again, quite a strong show there by the country's art community and performing arts community.